So I'm Shyam Natarajan, co-founder and CEO of Avenda Health, and we're focused on improving outcomes for patients with prostate cancer. About a decade ago, in the middle of my academic career at UCLA Urology, I met a patient, Joe. Now, Joe was not like any other urology patient. He had spent his career as a life science executive bringing PSA, one of the key diagnostic tests, to market. Unfortunately, like many men, 1 in 8, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and like most, it was confined and localized to the prostate. The challenge is that despite a wealth of diagnostics, including biomarkers, advanced imaging, and even targeted prostate biopsy, his treatment options were the same. Either treat the entire prostate through surgery or radiation, or watch and wait and do nothing. Now, if he chose surgery or radiation, he would have a 50% chance of losing his sexual and urinary function with potential bowel complications. With watch and wait, he's really kicking the can down the road because many patients progress after 2 years. He opted for a third option, focal laser therapy, in which his quality of life was preserved and he was treated in the office in under an hour. Now, 5 years later, Joe is still cancer-free and still has his quality of life. At Avenda Health, we've taken this core technology and reimagined it into a scalable therapy that all men can benefit from. Just as breast cancer was revolutionized a generation ago with lumpectomy, we aim to do the same with prostate cancer with an AI-enabled lumpectomy to preserve quality of life. It consists of 2 needles, a laser therapy applicator, and a sensor, both proprietary, a workstation, and software. It's modeled after an existing prostate biopsy, where instead of inserting a biopsy needle, a physician would insert our therapy applicators. This is done in a safe manner under local anesthesia under ultrasound guidance. Patients are not catheterized during the procedure or afterwards, and they're able to resume activity after the procedure. And it's smart. We use real-time feedback control to control outcomes, as well as plan therapies using artificial intelligence. With our software platform, we've taken data from thousands of patients, mapped out their cancer, and developed a way for physicians who don't normally read imaging to understand and get insights on where the cancer is. We have a high negative predictive value for finding clinically significant prostate cancer, and we use deep learning to automatically annotate key features in the prostate to allow them to understand where to plan. We validated this against patients with radical prostatectomy and whole prostatectomy specimens and have found an improvement over the standard of care. I'm happy to announce that we have just received breakthrough designation for the treatment of localized prostate cancer, an indication that has not been granted by the FDA in 40 years. The workflow is very similar to a prostate biopsy in which there's planning and then there's intervention. A patient has their diagnostic information that go to our cloud, a treatment plan and map is created, and the physician can then intervene at the bedside. With 2 needles, a laser therapy applicator, and a sensor, a physician can use the same tools, ultrasound guidance and navigation, to get to the target region that we plan and then monitor the treatment progress in real time. They're able to visualize both the treatment response as well as a 3D map to see where the energy is being placed and how it relates to the rest of the prostate. In prior clinical studies, we found that this is safe and have shown near-term efficacy. In the upper left, you can see in red where the radiologist thought the cancer was, and our plan in yellow. After ablation, MRI found that that ablated region was completely non-perfused. And in fact, at 6-month biopsy, we see negative biopsy cores all around the prostate. And this is important because this cancer is abutting the prostate capsule, so we have no problem with dealing with suspected extracapsular extension. We saw no significant adverse events, preservation of quality of life, and good oncological control at 6 months. This study was actually completed during the early months of the pandemic, so we also saw no problems with enrollment. Now, we are going after intermediate risk prostate cancer first. This is a really key market because these are the patients that will benefit the most, representing most of the new diagnoses per year. However, our vision is to go upstream in the care pathway using our same software platform and applying it to treatment response risk stratification, and eventually diagnosis, with a huge opportunity in the future. Unlike other ablative modalities, we are focused on both intelligent planning and therapy in one solution. We have a definitive path to payment. We're 510(k) cleared today for soft tissue ablation and have a clear path to reimbursement with a prostate cancer indication, having just received that breakthrough designation. Our pivotal trial is already approved by the FDA, and we're setting up that trial shortly. We have received enormous response from the academic and urology community on performing this pivotal study, as well as using our device to ablate with confidence. Now, we're also looking at a proven pricing model. This is not a large capital expenditure. This is sort of a therapy as a service where we use software and a disposable applicator kit and attack the same call points that many other urological procedures benefit from. And so we're really focusing on physicians who already perform image-based diagnosis today, but then giving them the better tools to enable to perform therapy. So the patient stays with the urologist throughout the entire care pathway. I spent my career focused on prostate cancer research as a professor of bioengineering in UCLA, at urology at UCLA. And my co-founders and I really were instrumental in validating one of the first targeted prostate biopsy systems. So we have a deep understanding of this space. We have partners from the academic medical community, and we are advised by serial entrepreneurs with multiple exits. We have numerous partnerships as well. We have a large grant from the National Cancer Institute with Stanford, UCLA, and Cornell, as well as being participants in the MedTech Innovator Accelerator Program, being a top 20 company. Now, we've been very capital efficient today. We've raised only $9 million with additional non-dilutive funds, and we're going out to raise a Series B later this year. We've completed 2 clinical trials, have up to 5-year follow-up data showing durability, received FDA clearance, and then that breakthrough designation, giving us a clear path to changing the standard of care. At Avenda Health, we're really focused on improving outcomes for men with prostate cancer, simplifying the entire care pathway. Thank you.